Hello foodies, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to show you how to make this delicious nihari. For those of you who don't know what nihari is, it's basically a spicy stew made with beef and something that's usually enjoyed on special occasions. The recipe I'm sharing today is my mom's recipe and it is famous in our family. Trust me, it is so good and you need to try it out for yourselves. So let's get started. We're going to need 2 kilos of beef and bones. Make sure you have enough bones because it adds a lot of delicious flavor to the nihari. You're also going to need a big chunk of sliced ginger, 1 cup of yogurt, and 1.5 cups of vegetable oil. You're also going to need 2 tablespoons of ginger paste and 2 tablespoons of garlic paste, as well as 1 chopped onion. This recipe also calls for a bunch of spices, which is best explained in 3 parts. The first round of masalas call for 2 tablespoons of salt, 1.5 tablespoons each of chili powder, paprika, and ground coriander powder. You're also going to need a pinch of pink salt and 5 dried anise flowers, aka soft kapu. The second round of masalas calls for 2 tablespoons of fennel seeds, 1 small piece of dried ginger, 4 long peppers, and 1.5 tablespoons of cumin. All of these seasonings need to be grinded up. The third round of masalas calls for 6 cloves, 6 peppercorns, 4 pieces of cardamom, 1 piece of black cardamom, 1 big piece of cinnamon or a couple of small ones, and a pinch of black cumin. You will also need 4 shreds of nutmeg and about a 1/4 teaspoon of mace powder. All of these ingredients, except the nutmeg and mace, will be toasted, and in the end, all of them are going to be grinded up. You're also going to need 1 sliced onion, about 10 tablespoons of flour, and an additional 2 cups of oil. All of these things will be used towards the end to finish the nihari off. So we're going to start the process off by grinding up the second round of spices. This was the fennel seeds, dried ginger, long peppers, and cumin. Put all of these into a spice grinder and grind it up very fine. The dried ginger is a little hard, so it takes a little bit, but it's important that you get all these ingredients nice and fine. After that, heat up a small pan on medium heat. Take your third round of spices and toast them up. You're going to put everything in except for the nutmeg and mace powder. So keep an eye on your spices and make sure they don't burn. When they get a little toasted, take them off the heat. Put them all in the spice grinder and add in your 4 shreds of nutmeg as well as the mace powder. Grind everything up finely. After you have all of your spices in order, you can start the cooking process. So to start things off, take a large pot and heat it up. Add in your oil and your onion. Fry the onion until it's golden brown. Next, add in the ginger and the garlic paste alongside your meat and bones. Mix it up a bit and then add in your first round of spices. As a reminder, this was the salt, chili powder, paprika, ground coriander, pink salt, and anise flowers. So cook this first round of spices into the meat for a good 40 minutes before adding in the next round of spices. It's important to cook each round of spices into the meat for about 40 minutes to ensure the best flavor possible. So again, I repeated this process with the second and third round of spices. After you've added in all of your masalas and let them cook in, which will probably end up taking you around 2 hours, add in the yogurt and the ginger. After you add this in, mix to ensure everything is combined. After that, add in enough water to cover the meat completely and have enough liquid for a curry at the end. I added in about 2 very large bowls. After I added the water in, cover the pot and lower the heat to medium-low and let it cook for about 45 minutes. So after 45 minutes, your meat will be more than halfway cooked. At this point, you can check the seasoning and adjust the salt if need be. You can also start the final cooking step, which is making a thickener. So in a separate pan, heat up 2 cups of oil and add in your flour. You don't want to cook the flour until it gets brown, but just enough for the flour and oil to mix together. When you achieve that, which doesn't take a very long time, only about 2 minutes, add it into the nihari and mix it vigorously to make sure that no clumps develop. Be careful when you're doing this because everything goes by really fast and it's hot and you don't want to burn yourself. So after you've added in the thickener, cover the nihari and continue cooking it for another 40 to 45 minutes. So after this point, your nihari is done, but to add that little finishing touch at the end, you can fry up the remainder of your onions in some desi ghee and put it on top of the nihari. This step is optional, but it's totally worth it. So that's our recipe for our mom's famous nihari. Serve it up with some shirmal, naan, or paratha and enjoy. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Till next time, foodies!